Co-work is over. Just let AI do all the work for you, like with Perplexity Computer. From my iPad, I built a personal YouTube that only shows me the channels that I want to follow. A full-featured RSS reader that also summarizes every article. A Reddit scraper that shows me the latest links shared in our shortcuts. And Perplexity Computer can create presentations, a title and thumbnail generator tool based on a transcript, comment on Google Docs like a contract. Oh, and it can rebuild your entire website in minutes. Now, Perplexity reached out and partnered with me to do a deep dive on computer, but all the use cases you see, they're from my personal experience. I'm going to share where I had to tweak it and why this might be the most useful AI on all your Apple devices, even iPad and iPhone right now. I'll tell you how it works in a moment, but I want to show you some of the amazing things I was able to build. So here on Perplexity, I'm going to go over to the computer task, and here you'll see a bunch of things that I've built just in the last few days. It all started with a text prompt, which I can also include files and images, and one of my favorites is this personal YouTube web app. I gave Perplexity Computer a bunch of channels that I follow personally, and it made this. Basically a personal YouTube where I can go by channel and just see the videos from specific channels I want, but the homepage are just pulling the latest videos from my subscriptions. No algorithm and not seeing any channels I don't already follow. And if I want to watch a video, it just opens it directly in YouTube. And the best part is when you make something with computer, I can share a link to anyone and they can use this app as well. I'll actually share links to this and a number of the apps I built down in the description if you want to try them yourself. Or I can even download a zip file and get things like the index, CSS, and HTML that was used to build it. Another example, I asked computer to build an entire RSS reader. I gave it an OPML file, an export from one of my other reader apps, and it made this entire RSS reader. I'm able to mark articles as read or unread, and I asked for a specific feature, which is to put a summary at the top of every article, and computer just did it. And as I mentioned, I built a Reddit scraper. I know there's awesome shortcuts often shared to the shortcuts subreddit, but I forget to check it. And this little app shows me the latest shortcuts shared in that subreddit. I can always click to view on Reddit and it'll bring me directly to that post, or I can just get the shortcut right here. It gets the iCloud link from those posts and I can download it. And the best part is because these are web apps, I can run them on any of my Apple devices. Like here's that shortcut scraper, but on my iPhone. And I built a lot of these just sitting on my patio using computer from my iPad. All right, so what is happening? When you go to Perplexity Computer, which you can use on the web, and it's even in the mobile apps right now, when you prompt it, like I'll tell it to go through my last 30 videos on my YouTube channel and any videos that underperformed, help me with title and thumbnail ideas. I can start that task, and now Perplexity Computer is using a ton of different AI models. It actually orchestrates whatever model is best for the task. It'll use Nano Banana for image generation, which I'm going to show you the thumbnail generator I created with computer in a minute. It might use Claude for reasoning, ChatGPT for long context. It will use Google Gemini for deep research, which helped me build an entire Apple Earnings interactive web app, VO 3.1 for video, and then orchestrate all those models to build your task. And every time you prompt computer with a new task, it actually spins up a cloud environment and can work on that task. And you can leave your computer, close the browser, go to your Mac or your iPad, and it'll keep working. You can see it's working on the last task I gave it, but I can give it a new prompt, send that, and now it's going to be working on multiple tasks simultaneously. And you can even browse the gallery for ideas, and any files that it's generated for you, you have easy access to that as well. And because it runs in the cloud, I could start a task like redesigning my entire website on my iPad, leave the task running, and then the next day, go to my MacBook Air and keep working on it. Now, there have been a few limitations I'll run into, and I'll mention those in a second, but let's go deeper on some of the things that it's built. Let's take the RSS reader, for example. I gave it all my RSS feeds, told I wanted a 3-pane look, and now this is totally interactive. I can go to the different news sources that I want, click on an article, and I can even filter between or articles or just the unread. Now, one of the things I ran into was maybe because I asked for the summary, but it's duplicating the header image right here. Let's see if computer can fix this itself. I'm gonna go up to the download button and just edit this back in the computer window. You'll see Perplexity Computer tells me everything it was working on, how it was thinking, but let's tell it what I need to fix. I'm actually gonna take a screenshot of what I'm looking at. I'm telling it it's doubling the header images in the full article view. Please fix that. We'll send that to computer. And it's gonna start working on that task, and now I can go and do something else. For instance, here was my prompt for the Reddit shortcut scraper, where I'll show you another instance where I went back and forth for changes. This one was a single prompt and it built it just how I wanted. At the bottom of the task, it leaves you the web app. You can open it here in another pane or go full screen. I can even search the shortcuts. I didn't ask for that in the prompt, it just did it. I can even browse by a couple utilities and then view on Reddit or just click to get the actual shortcut, and that's the iCloud link. Now I can add it to my Shortcuts app. One of the most impressive things it did was rebuild my entire website. You'll see here was my prompt. I told it to look through my website and build a revised modern version. I pointed it to my YouTube channel for inspiration, maybe for images. Then it went off and just built the website. Now, the first iteration, there wasn't a lot of images used across the site, and so I did follow it up with this prompt. I said, great design and layout, just add more imagery of myself and use my own channel's thumbnails as a banner or highlight imagery. After that one additional prompt, it then built this. It actually got all the pages from my old website, made honestly a really nice homepage, put my tagline right there big, even made me kind of a quasi logo for Beard FM, has kind of a scrolling ticker of thumbnail videos, and if I click one of these, it actually goes to that video on YouTube. I didn't ask it to do that, but that is an incredible feature. It also pulled in my blog posts and little things at the bottom of my website to like listen to podcasts, go to my shortcuts community, and more. And I told it one of the important pages on my website is my smart home devices page. I actually get a number of viewers on this page. These are all affiliate links for my smart home and HomeKit gear, and it actually pulled in all the items with the images, and even the links to Amazon are all live here on the website. I can go directly to that device, and this website just works. I kind of want to just make this my website. Now, even if you just want to make concepts of your website to give to a designer or other developer, you can give it your current website, give it some instructions on making it more modern, using more imagery, and now you have a prototype of an entire website, really getting you far into the process, and this was done in under an hour. Now, another app I built, or computer built, every time I record a video, I transcribe it, because I don't script my videos, so I have to transcribe and have all the actual words I said, and typically I'll ask an assistant for title and thumbnail ideas, but I wanted to see, can it create a web app where I'll upload my entire transcript, and it can generate full thumbnail imagery, but without me, so then I can place myself over it and give me multiple ideas at once. So this is my title and thumbnail idea generator. I'll actually share links to this and a number of the apps I built down in the description if you want to try them yourself, which again is the power of this being just a cloud app. You can use the apps that I built with computer right now using the links below. So if I scroll down, here's the thumbnail it actually made for me. And I asked it not to generate me in the thumbnails. This way I can overlay an actual picture of me on top of what it makes. But this would have been using Google's Nano Banana to generate the image. It talks about the pose, the elements, maybe why this works. And it gave me a possible title to pair with this thumbnail. And I ask it for 10 ideas every time. Here's another example. I actually really like this. I built a shortcut that uses Nano Banana to make wallpapers. And I could put myself here on the left-hand side. Pretty great title. And I can upload any transcript and generate all these ideas in seconds. Now let's go back and check on our RSS Reader app because it was duplicating those images at the top of the article. You can see here the little green dot tells me the task was finished. I'll scroll to the bottom here, and here's the new version of our app. I'll go full screen on it. I'll click the first article I see here, and it did in fact fix the header image issue. Now I'm not getting those duplicate images, but I still have my summary right up here, and I can always open the original article and go to the website. I'll share a link to my RSS Reader app down in the video description as well. Super cool, and you can always filter by all or just the unread. Now, one of the issues I ran into was my YouTube subscription feed web app. In the web app, I wanted to be able to click a video, have it pop up in a window, and then watch it embedded, so I didn't actually have to go over to YouTube. And Computer actually made a little test website for me to see, can it show embedded iframes directly in the cloud environment? And it turns out it can't. So it just rewrote the app this way. When I go to a video and just click it, it'll just open it directly in YouTube. Minor limitation, but I appreciated the troubleshooting process we were able to go through, and it finds workaround solutions all on its own. All right, let me show you some of the cool apps I built. Of the many connectors you can add to Perplexity Computer, which you can see I've connected Google Docs, Slides, Drive, and Spotify, but you can see all the things like Dropbox, Outlook, HubSpot. You can connect all these services directly to Perplexity Computer. You can connect things like Google Analytics and then ask it to build a dashboard that's interactive and live that pulls from your website's Google Analytics. And it can build a website like this. This was a single prompt. I asked it to just build an interactive web app for Apple earnings. And here I can go by different segments. I can view the iPhone revenue, services revenue over time. It made all these graphs all by itself. You can see services and products gross profit compared over time. Has a nice little pie graph here for the revenue by segment. And this is all live, will update. And again, you can have it do this for your Google Analytics, a CRM, connected to a project management platform like Asana and get a live dashboard of that, or your Slack and then tell it to have a daily report. It's a web app you can check with just the most important messages. Possibilities are endless. One of the other apps I asked it to build was a news aggregator based on what's trending on social media across all the different platforms. So this is checking Threads, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and X. It's showing me the top stories that are being talked about. And if I go into a specific story, again, this is totally interactive. This is a full web app. Gives me a summary of what this story is about. Shows me some actual social media posts, and I can always click to view the full post on whatever platform it was shared on. But I also asked it to give me full news articles based on this story. And so I can click on any of these, like for Business Insider, and it will show me the story about that topic. It even splits it out by categories, so I can browse the topics that interest me and then go deeper if I want. And you can customize a dashboard like this to focus just on the news you're interested in. And with that Spotify connector, I had it build a Spotify playlist generator. I could type in a full prompt or just choose a suggestion here, and it adds all these songs to my Spotify account instantly. Another dashboard I built, I'm always curious when a video of mine or something I've made is shared on another website or featured in an article. Sometimes that might explain some views or hits on my website. So I built this dashboard that looks for mentions of my work across the internet, both on social media and in news articles. And you can see it's broken it out here, so I can see, oh, 9to5Mac actually mentioned me 5 days ago. That was in their MagSafe Accessories article. Pod News mentioned my video about Apple Podcast Video. Then I can go to the actual article with a click, scroll down. Oh yeah, and in fact, my video was embedded right there. Appreciate that, Chance Miller. This even scrapes Reddit for mentions in our shortcuts, videos that mention me, like the Vergecast episode about shortcuts. And if you wanted to generate reports or content strategies or an entire business plan, Computer can do that too. Like for instance, I gave it one of my videos, this is how your iPhone should be set up, and asked it for 30 different pieces of content. Now it created this PDF, which I can download, but it gave me social media post ideas, actually generated multiple newsletters that I can use. Of course, I would massage this, put some of it in my own words, but this is a huge starting point, and as a solo creator, this is a huge lift for getting me to share my content in multiple places. Or if you want Computer to actually look through a contract before you sign it and see if it has any notes, you can give a contract directly to Computer, connect it to your Google Docs, and now Perplexity Computer actually left all these comments for me to look through the contract and actually explains what some of these terms mean, which is great because I'm not a lawyer. Oh, by the way, Perplexity Computer also generated this entire contract that would be between a brand and an influencer. So it can create a contract for you and amend a contract too. Oh, also I built a tool that looks at the most popular and trending reels on Instagram, previews them here, tells me the trending topics, and then I actually asked it to format these ideas, whether it's a hook that might be working or a format that's working, analyze all that, and then give me content ideas for my niche, being technology and Apple stuff. So based on the most trending reels, now I have inspiration to make content for myself and even links to the inspiration that Computer used to generate these ideas. Computer does require a Perplexity Mac subscription, but using this to build concept websites, redesign your own, build web apps to use for your company, live dashboards to put in the conference room, plus all these connectors so it can build web apps based on your data, it is incredibly powerful. And stay tuned, because I'm going to see how it does with iPhone shortcuts too. So get subscribed and hit that like button. If you have any questions about Perplexity Computer, automation, or anything else, let me know down in the comments. Links to some of the web apps I talked about and Perplexity Computer is down in the video description. I'll put a couple videos up here that YouTube thinks you'll really enjoy, including my last shortcuts video, which another one's coming soon. So did I mention you should get subscribed? But thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.